Hi, this is Wayne Brown from the Better Dating Academy. Okay, in this video, we're going to take a look at what it takes for you to find the right one. Now, we'll look at the numbers first. 60% of people or 65% of people are not a match for you. These are people where conversation is a challenge. You don't have enough things in common. Your values, your beliefs, your attitudes are conflicting. You just don't get on with them. The energy is not right. Whatever, there's a number of reasons why they won't match with you. But 60 to 65% of people are not a match. 30 to 35% of people are going to be a good match. These are people that are good to add to your social network. These are people that are good to have as friends, a support network, a networking group of people. They could be good wingmen, good wingwomen. They might just be fun for the night, whichever. These are people that are a good match. You have enough in common that you're going to have a good time with them. And 5% of people are a great match. So these are people that tick off a lot of the things at the top of your boxes. Unfortunately, of that 5%, half won't reciprocate. You might find them attractive, you might find that they're ticking your boxes, but they won't find that you're ticking enough of their boxes. So that means we're looking for around 2 to 3% of the population, the available single population of the gender that you're looking for, that are right for you, that you can have a good relationship with and they think you're a good enough match for them. So we're actually looking for a pool of people. So someone in that pool of people. Now, if you're seeking a high quality relationship with a person who is right for you, then you need to know one thing. A high quality relationship starts long before you meet them and have your first date. I'll say that again because this is absolutely critical to everything that I do. A high quality relationship starts long before you meet them and your first date with them. So let's look at preparing to meet your ideal intimate partner. Now, there are some elements we're going to deal with here. There's a number of elements in 3 categories, and we're going to look at the categories one after the other and the elements within, or some of the elements within that. Now, the first thing we're going to look at is your past. There's a number of different aspects of your past that will influence where you go from here. So we're going to look at just a few of the things. So your past relationships, dynamics and lessons. This means the way that you interacted with your past relationships. This is the way that you communicated with them. This is the aspects of themselves that they brought to the relationship that you needed to have in your relationship. So whether that was a so-called good relationship or a so-called bad relationship, this is knowing why you attracted that person into your life and getting those lessons. It's your family connections or lack of, because your family connections are a representation of where you're at with your own relationship with yourself. So looking at that can give you a lot of aspects that you need to address so that you can move forward. Also, your unrecognised personal baggage. Now, I've spoken before about baggage. We don't see our baggage as baggage. It's only other people that have baggage. Now, once we understand why we have that baggage, what we get out of having that baggage, and then resolve that or get that result from somewhere else, we no longer need our baggage. So it's also being able to understand other people's baggage, or what we perceive as baggage. You've also got your required behaviour modifications. So there will be particular behaviours that you have that may be damaging to relationships. They may be contrary to having quality relationships. So it's understanding those modifications you may need to make to your behaviour. So this isn't changing you for someone else. This is changing you for you so that you can become a better version of you. It's also your emotional blocks and your equilibrium. Now, sometimes, and I'll use men as an example here, as men we're taught generally only a few emotions. Anger is one of our best emotions. It's an all-encompassing one for any of the so-called negative emotions. Understanding where those blocks are, clearing them and getting equilibrium back into our emotions is something that we need to do before we even go looking for someone. Having our past and current communication blocks, the things are holding us back from speaking the way we need to speak, saying the things we need to say, hearing the things we need to hear from people. And also our responsibility denial. One of the big challenges people have is their denial of their responsibility. So it keeps them in victim mode rather than victim mode. So it puts you at the wrong end of the result stick. So in other words, the results are happening irrespective of what you do, apparently. Whereas moving you to the position of controlling or influencing all of these results is a far more empowering thing. But understanding all of those things for your past, plus a heap of other stuff, is one of the aspects we need to look at to be able to find our right partner. And also your present. There's things we need to deal with in the now. So that's things like knowing the values, skills and abilities that make you valuable. We are all an amazing partner for the right person, and knowing what it is that makes us valuable and amazing goes a long way towards moving us into that high quality relationship. Understanding the way that you create your reality. None of our realities match each other because our realities are individual to us. Understanding how we create that, how other people create theirs, goes a long way to being able to understand people, deal with people, connect with people. So it's very important to understand all of that. Understanding how people process information in their world. Everyone has different ways of processing their information or dealing with their information, accessing their information. And understanding the variety of ways that people do this means that you can communicate better. And this could be in the way we think, the way we do, the way we speak, the way we listen. All of these things are ways that we process information. Also, learning how to approach, communicate, and connect with people. This is being a more personable person, a better version of you. And also dealing with obstacles, self-sabotage patterns and limiting beliefs that we may have that are holding us back from having what we want in all aspects of our life as well as our intimate relationships. And then the third section we'll look at is your future, because we've got the past we're dealing with or have dealt with, our present which we're dealing with or have dealt with, and now our future. And our future consists of discovering who you should be with, the person who is right for you because they match and mismatch in the right ways with the right things. And also knowing how to build connection and intimacy. It's a particular science, being able to build intimacy, and this has been proven over and over again, that it has to be built, it has to be created, and your work has to go into doing that. It just doesn't happen overnight and by itself. Learning how to be open and honest without retaliation, without recrimination, without any sort of reaction from your partner goes a long way to having a high quality relationship. Learning how to deal with conflict effectively. If you deal with conflict effectively, there is no conflict. It's just a learning experience. In fact, I find for me and for a lot of my clients, our best learnings are when there is actually conflict. Learning how to keep balance within yourself and your relationship. So if things start to go off kilter, understanding where it's gone off kilter and how to bring it back goes a long way towards being able to find and keep your ideal partner. And understanding the natural path that relationships take and how to deal with it. So all relationships ebb and flow, they change, they evolve, they improve. and understanding how that happens naturally and how you can influence that goes a long way towards you finding your ideal partner and having that high quality relationship that all of us crave. Now, if you want a step-by-step breakdown of the journey that I've taken to meet my wife and the journey that many of my clients have successfully used, you can click on the links below to download your own copy of the 3 cheat sheets for the Soulmate Fast Track, the Better Dating Blueprint, and the 2.5-day experiential dating and relationship workshop. Now, they'll show you the exact steps to follow to achieve the same results that I've achieved and that many of my clients have achieved. So we all have an individual journey, and it's up to us which way we take with that journey. But these 3 cheat sheets will help you understand what's involved. So you'll see what's involved with both the systems and what happens at the 2.5-day workshop. So you can understand the journey that I've taken and that my clients take. So what are your chances of success really? Okay, so let's cut to the chase. From where you are now to having a high quality relationship, what are your chances of success? Well, it does depend on a number of things. First of all, it depends on how badly you want it. If you're just sort of interested, nothing's going to change and your chances of success are not that high. If you really want it to be different and you want it badly, things will start to change and your chances of success will be high. There's an old saying that people only change when the pain of change is less than the pain of staying the same. So if you can see that it's easy to change, it's easy to get a result when you're following a system, then you'll want to change badly and you'll go into it and you'll make that effort to change and you'll get success. It also depends on how much effort you put into learning it all. You can dabble in it, you can learn a little bit, not learn a bit, miss a bit. Means your chances of success are less. You need to put the effort into learning it. It also depends on how much you practice it. The most impressive, powerful tool for change is absolutely useless if you do not practice it or utilize it. I constantly harp on about this to my clients. Practice, practice, practice. All of my system is really top-notch material, but it's useless if you don't use it. So practice, 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 and your chances of a success dramatically increase. And it also depends on how comfortable you are with where you currently are. Now, if you're comfortable with where you are, you're probably not going to change, therefore your chance of success is pretty slim. But if you're not really that comfortable, then you're more likely to change and far more likely to succeed. So now, if you're sick of the way things currently are and you want the quickest way to get a result, to get that high quality relationship with a partner who is right for you, you can register for the next 2.5-day experiential dating and relationship workshop. This is a workshop where you're doing. It's not just learning. You're having it demonstrated. You're practicing it yourself. You're doing it in real time. So everything you need and more, so much more that we can't fit it all into 2.5 days, so you get homework. You get all of that in the workshop. Now, we are so confident of what we teach you that if you are not satisfied after the first half day, which is the Friday evening, we'll give you your money back. The money that you've paid, we'll give it back to you. If you're not absolutely convinced that it's going to be one of the best things you'll ever do. So, what happens now? Click the link below, select the next workshop in your capital city, and we'll see you there for 2.5 days of doing, of experience, of learning so much information, it'll blow your mind. And if you're not convinced after the Friday night, we'll give you back what you've paid. We look forward to seeing you at the workshop, regardless of what city it is. We'll catch you then, and we'll have a ball. In the interim, you can look at completing our free 7-day dating challenge. That'll just get you started in preparation for the workshop. So if you look at doing that while you're waiting for the workshop, then we can get into the workshop and you'll already have a head start. So select your capital city and we'll see you at the next workshop. Catch you then and we'll have fun.